Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, today I am here with the part of economic chapter number 3, poverty as a challenge. In the previous lecture, we had discussed the topic poverty line. It is used to measure poverty. It is used to identify poor in society. In this method, poverty is measured with the help of consumption and income level of the people. If the level of income and consumption falls below the minimum level of income and consumption of this line, then the person is considered to be poor. Today we are going to discuss poverty estimate. Before I start explanation, my humble request to all, please open your textbook, because today we are going to discuss the topic with the help of table 3.1 and graph 3.1, which is given on page number 33 of your textbook. Now you just see the table 3.1. It is clear from table 3.1 that there is substantial decline in poverty ratio in India from about 45% in 1993-94 to 37.2% in 2004-5. Here, poverty ratio and number of poor in million given in the table. In 1993-94, total number of poor living below poverty line was 45. In 2004-5, total number of poor people living below poverty line was 37. In 2009-10, total number of poor living below poverty line 30. And in 2011-12, total number of poor living below poverty line 22. Now, number of poor in million. In 1993-94, total number of poor living below poverty line was 404 million. In 2004-5, it comes down to 407. In 2009-10, it comes down to 355. In 2011-12, come down to 270 million. So after studying the table, you can see that there is clear decline in poverty ratio and number of poor people who are living below poverty line in our country. Because in 1993-94, poverty ratio was 45 and number of poor people 404 million. In 2011-12, the poverty ratio from 45 come down to 22 and number of poor people from 404 million, it come down to 270 million. Here two questions are given in textbook. First, even if poverty ratio declined between 1993-94 and 2004-5, why did the number of poor remain at about 407 million? Now again look the table. In 1993 the poverty ratio was 45. In 2004-5 it come down to 37. But number of poor people in 1993 it was 404. But in 2004-5 the poverty ratio declined, but number of poor people increased. So the question is, why did the number of poor people remain at about 407 million? What is the reason behind that? Poverty ratio come down, but number of poor people increased from 404 million to 407 million, because the total population of the country increased during the same period. Means in the duration between 1993-94 to 2004-5, the total population of our country increased. So because of it, the number of poor people increased in 2004-5, although the poverty ratio come down from 45 to 37. Clear? Number 2, are the dynamics of poverty reduction the same in rural and urban India? Here the number of poor people, the poverty ratio and number of poor people also given from rural area and urban area. You study the table, the poverty ratio is high in comparison to urban area. Poverty ratio is high in rural area in comparison to urban area. Even the number of poor people in rural area very high in comparison to urban area. So the question is that, are the dynamics of poverty reduction the same in rural and urban India? No. The dynamics of poverty reduction are not same in rural and urban area, because the condition in both areas are completely different. Why more number of poor people are there in rural area and less number of in comparison to urban area? Why less in urban area? So because the condition in both area are completely different. In urban area, poverty has decreased, poverty declined due to the expansion of service sector, industrialization, which resulted in employment opportunity for the people. Why less number of poor people are there in urban area? Because of expansion of service sector and industrialization, urban people are getting opportunity of employment more, while the rural people are completely dependent on agriculture. So that's why the dynamic of poverty reduction in rural area and urban area not same. If we want to eradicate poverty from rural area, we have to provide opportunity of employment to the rural people more. So after studying the table, we can get clear idea day by day poverty ratio is declining in our country and number of poor people living below poverty line are also decreasing. Now, vulnerable groups to poverty. Friends, in India, the proportion of people below poverty line is also not same for all social group and economic categories. Now, which group of people are more vulnerable to poverty? So, in our country, the proportion means number of people who are living below poverty line is also not same in all social group and economic categories. Now see which social groups are more vulnerable to poverty. As I told you, in our country the proportion of poor people not same in all social group and also not same in all economic categories. So here which social group are more vulnerable to poverty? Here social group which are most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe household. Which social group are most vulnerable to poverty? Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people are most vulnerable to poverty. Similarly, among the economic group, the most vulnerable groups are the rural agricultural labor household and urban casual labor household. Which economic categories are most vulnerable to poverty? Rural agricultural labor household and urban casual labor household are these two group of people are most vulnerable to poverty in economic categories. So here you have to keep in mind which social group are most vulnerable to poverty: scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. Why? Because they are socially excluded and not enjoying facilities, benefits and opportunities like other section of the society. Which economic categories are most vulnerable to poverty? So here you have to keep in mind agriculture labor household from rural area and casual labor from urban area. These two group of people are most vulnerable to poverty in economic categories. Let's study the graph 3.1 which shows the percentage of poor people in all these groups. Page number 33, graph 3.1 is given. Here you have to keep in mind one thing, that the average for people below poverty line for all groups India is 22. It is a national average. In the middle of the graph, average Indian poverty ratio is given and it is 22. You just check in your textbook in graph. In the middle, average Indian poverty ratio is given. It is 22. In the first, you just see scheduled tribe in rural area and the poverty ratio is 43. It means that it is higher than the national average of 22. Second one, scheduled caste, and 29% is poverty ratio. So it is also higher in comparison to national average. So these two social group, after studying the graph carefully, we can say that social group in the form of scheduled tribe and scheduled caste are most vulnerable to poverty because their poverty ratio is higher than the national average. Next to average Indian poverty ratio is agricultural labor from rural area, and poverty ratio is 40. Poverty ratio is 40. It is also higher than the national average of 22. And the last one, casual labor from urban area, and the poverty ratio is 33. So it is also higher in comparison to national average of 22. So we can say that in economic categories, agriculture household from rural area and casual labor from urban area, they are most vulnerable to poverty in economic categories. Hope all of you are clear with this. Some recent studies shows that except for the scheduled tribe household, all the other three groups, that is scheduled caste, rural agricultural labor and the urban casual labor household, have seen decline in poverty in the 1990s. Recent studies, recent analysis of poverty ratio in our country shows that except only scheduled tribe people, other three category people, means scheduled caste, rural agricultural labor and urban casual labor, they have witnessed decline in poverty since 1990s. So you have to keep in mind, scheduled tribe and scheduled caste people, these two social groups are most vulnerable to poverty, and rural agricultural labor household and casual labor household from urban area, these two groups are most vulnerable to poverty in economic categories. Apart from these social groups, there is also inequality of income within family. In poor family, all suffer, but some suffer more than others. In poor family, all the members, they are suffering from poverty, but some suffer more than others. Women, elderly people and female infants are systematically denied equal access to resources available to the family. I am trying to prove the statement, in poor family all suffer, but some suffer more than others. Who suffer more than others? So especially women member of the family, elderly people of the family and female infants in the family, they are denied equal access to resources which available to family. Means they are not getting equal resources like other members, the working people and the male infant, like they are not getting like them. Therefore we can say that women Children, especially the girl child and old people, are poorest of the poor. So at the end, I can say that there is a question in exam: who are poorest of poor? So the women, children, especially the girl child and old people, are poorest of poor. Hope you all are clear with the explanation of poverty estimation and vulnerable groups to poverty. With this, I would like to conclude my today's lecture. Inshallah, we will meet again very soon with a new part of the chapter. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Allah Hafiz.